Facebook.com/events/soca meets dancehall.com. It's all about soca meets dancehall. May 25th at Blaze.
Mountains of Gold Records presents the 11th Annual Gospel Celebration, I Saw the Light, featuring guest artist Claudio Clark.
Over there, did you think of that mansion over there?
Second Chance.
My heart is hungry, my soul is dry, Lord.
Lee Priest Johnson.
Love God badly. Praise him daily.
Rosie B, Abigail Linton, Deli Thomas, Minister Morgie, Bernice Lamore, Yvonne Johnson, all backed by Doxology Band. Our MC will be Dr. Monica, Saturday, April the 20th, 2024 at 6 p.m. at Pentecostal Deliverance Assembly, located at 3032 River Road, Decatur, Georgia, 30034. Pre-sold tickets are $35, $40 at the door. Doors open at 5 p.m. and refreshments are on sale. For more information, 850-221-5440 or email us at doxologyband.mogproduction@gmail.com. You can't afford to miss this. See you there.
All right. Happy Wednesday. Hi, it is me, Coach Kimmie, with Lifing with Coach Kimmie. You can find me at IG Lifing, LIFEN _Kimmie, KIMMIE. Also on IG at HILL, that's Hill _Kimmie. To watch live, that's Kimmie, KIMMIE. Also on Caribbean Life Radio on the Live 365 app. If you would like to be a sponsor, or give a donation, please call 678-695-8354. We love donations. Any questions, comments, or suggestions, please call 678-695-8354. And to call in live during the show, you can call in at 678-661-1819. So today I am excited about the show. I do have some special guests with me, but first I have a few things I want to discuss. Today's show is going to be about blended families and co-parenting. And I want to start off with a phrase that's always been near and dear to me, and that phrase is, it takes a village. The phrase originated from an African proverb that highlights the interdependence, and cooperation among community members. It recognizes that everyone in a community has a role to play and that collectively action is necessary to solve complex problems. It takes a village, for example, in raising children. Implies that it takes not solely the responsibility of the parents to provide care and guidance, but the entire community to include relatives, teachers, neighbors, friends. They all play crucial roles in shaping a child's development and well-being. So that brings me to my guests today. So I have two honorary guests. They have never been here before, and I am so excited and delighted to have them both here. And I am going to let them introduce themselves. So we're going to start to my immediate left.
Hi, I'm Diva. I am part of the extended family here. I play the role of I guess, the mother of one of the children. So, yes,
Of what children?
of the, I guess what the father's, one of the mother's fathers.
Who are you to me?
I am. We're extended family. So for you are like
You're my other daughter from
other
another
daughter
mother.
from another mother.
Okay,
Simply put,
so
I didn't know
you're my granddaughter's mother.
Gotcha. Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes. So many words.
All right, and so introduce yourself.
Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, so I'm Adria, and I am your daughter-in-law, and I am bonus mom to Diva's beautiful daughter. That is my bonus baby, and so I had 3 kids. I was gifted 3 kids.
That's
Emphasis
a lot.
on 3. But that's who I am, and I'm excited to chat about the 3 kids.
All right. So, guys, I am excited to have them both here. So I want to talk about co-parenting and blended families. And so when you do have blended families, it can be hard. But one thing I always stress, and they'll tell you, I'm gonna run it in the ground. Communicate. Let's talk. Come on. What's going on? How you doing? What you feeling like? How life's treating you? So I do believe, with me having to be a single mother myself, I have a connection with both of these young ladies because I do know that if the mother is not healthy, if the mother is not thriving, then the child can't thrive. And they will also tell you that my premise is, y'all grown. I ain't worried about y'all. Worried about them babies. So we're always concerned about the well-being of the children. So I just want them to talk with us today and just share their experience. Of course, I did have a hand in us all being able to sit here together. And I will tell you, before they start talking, one of the things that always stayed on my mind and played with me this past Christmas. So our family is, as I stated, blended. And so we do things together on holidays, even it's just for the sake of the children. So coming together, we had Christmas at my house this year. They flooded my tree. Tree had no room. I had to tell them there was no more room. But one of the things that really had me very, very emotional was that I was in the kitchen. My husband and I was in the kitchen cooking along with my mother. And I look back and I see these 2 young ladies sitting on the sofa and they're just chit-chatting and laughing and kikiing it. And I was like, oh, wow. I was like, look at God. Won't he do it? So it can be done with communication and understanding. I am so extremely proud of them and the way that they are able to co-parent. So I do want them to just share a little bit of their experience. So I do have a few questions just to kind of start us off a little bit, okay? All right. Can you discuss some challenges you faced co-parenting as the mother or bonus mom?
Um, communication. Um, we when I say we, I mean dad, and mom are three different people, three different set of experiences, three different personalities, three different communication types, and so coordinating that is difficult.
Yeah.
Was it's difficult to have separate conversations. Like I'll talk to Diva about something, and then we'll have an understanding, and then she'll wind up talking to Phil about something, and and then it gets, and I'm like, well, what happened,
All
know?
right.
And but it could be anything small, like what time we going to church, to something that we feel is more serious, like school or whatever, right? And so sometimes you can get in your feelings about things, and trying to be the middle person, when I don't want to handle my own stuff. I had the job just like everybody else has the job. I had the kids just like everybody else has the kids. Sometimes I just want to lay down and not worry about anybody, but I always on the go, because again, when the baby's not here with us, I still have three. I don't have two in a spare. Like I don't I have three, so I'm constantly always worried about that. So that is the biggest challenge. It's just getting on the same page, staying on the same page. And I know that's not, in a perfect world, we'll always communicate perfectly.
Try, please.
But, when we don't and we do run into those issues, maintaining a very level head and being like, okay, that wasn't personal. Let's just go back, and are we going to be there or not? She going to
Right.
get picked up or not? Like, and that's just
The bottom line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sticking to the bottom line.
And what about you, Diva?
It's communication. Yeah, that's yes, it's communication. It's been hard to try to express to her father, and then I found it easier with her coming to this easier. I mean, honestly, it worked out more because communicating was hard, trying to get that one piece of information out, or say, hey, if I'll just a little message out like, hey, are you able to do this? Okay, I'll see. That's fine. We can work on that. With working and communicating with Adrian now, the challenge before that was just getting a forward answer. And that's, and I'm not saying I need a response in at that time, but it works best if we just know, hey, maybe not right now, maybe later, I'll let you know. Just communicating was hard. It was always hard. Even now, sometimes it can be challenging, but it's gotten a whole lot better, being that we do talk about it
Okay.
a whole lot more in communication. I will send text messages in the group, okay? Groups are going to be sending text messages, nothing individual if it's just something he can handle by itself. But, most of the time, if communicating something big, I'm sending it in a group text.
All right. And I also am glad that I have been able to be a soundboard for both of you guys. So, and is always my thing where I know you will be like, hey, can I talk to you? Can I ask you something? And it's, for me, it's not, oh, that's my son, da-da-da-da-da. It's right and wrong. If it's right, because again, I ain't worried about y'all. It's for my grandkids. I'm worried about their health, their well-being. And so if we can all get together collectively and just discuss things, then it works out fabulously. How do you both handle communicating? Anybody can jump in.
I feel like I communicate okay. I mean, I could probably use some more techniques in how to get that out sometimes, because sometimes I can be like, hey, this is what I wanted to do, as opposed to saying, hey, what I was going to say, what should we do, y'all? And that, like I said, what what bouncing off what Adrian said, we all have personalities. I know mine's can be a little like, boom,
Here I am.
Here I am. And I have had to learn how to sit back. I think you used to say to me all the time, which it's a saying, you said, you catch more, was it?
You catch more flies with honey.
I'm still learning it. But it's been working so far. That's the first thing that runs in my head when I have something like, boom, I'm going to go ahead and go with that. That's what I want to do. But then I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like I communicate a lot better because of I've been there before. I've been diva already. So it was more of a learning diva because I already knew, was getting to know my man.
Right.
He's a man.
And they don't think like us.
And
I'll say it. Y'all don't want to say it. It's fine.
Yeah, no, they don't. They really don't.
No.
And they don't. And the thing is like what's like, oh, whatever to me, and it's not whatever. Like, I don't feel like it's a problem. It's just like I go around that. It doesn't work me up. So I think I feel like I'm the one who gets the messages through sometimes. Like, actually, you shouldn't have said that because that didn't sound right, but we're going to do this and the third. So I feel like I communicate pretty straight to the point, but not aggressively and not passive. So just right, but in this situation. So,
right.
And it's only because of the kids.
Yeah. And I know we all three of us have had conversations about the passive aggressive, and those are things that I had to learn too, as far as communicating. You can't be passive aggressive, and you have to be willing and able to be open. So if you're open, then you don't have to worry about the passive aggressive. And then again, like you said, the back of your mind, it's not for me, it's for the kids.
Yeah,
That's it.
All right. So we're dealing with blended families and co-parenting. So do you find it hard to ensure that each child has that special attention, that each child knows that they are loved, wanted, because they my grandkids, but they all have their personalities and their little quirks. So do you find that easy, hard?
Easy to me because my life revolves around my kids in that way. Like, where I don't have a choice. Like, they there, and when they come in the room, they welcome in the room. When I go outside, they welcome. I'm not gonna be like, go back inside. I am enjoying this part of my life right now. Now I don't know what it's gonna be next year when I'm ready to go on vacation and leave them behind. But I know right now I'm like shifting, making shifts in my work schedule so I can have more time with them. But it's hard with bonus baby. We gonna call her BB.
I like BB.
Because
my noot.
the ones that live with me full time know my personality. I am not a touchy feely mom, but my love language is acts of service.
Same.
Well, at the top is quality time and it's acts of service. So if I'm not like overly like gushy, I try to make up for that. But it's just gonna come with time, with her understanding that like
She's definitely that.
And she is touchy.
That.
Right.
Yes.
She is very.
She's definitely that. I'm her mother.
Right.
So, yes.
And I know that. And I'm like, well, I don't want to put on the front either, because kids know when you're being fake. Like,
they
you're
do.
not gonna be fake.
And she'll be like, "Can I hug you?"
I'm like, go ahead. I'll take one today. I do try to give them one hug a day.
Yeah.
At least one. But they need a lot, and I try. But that's my biggest challenge. Is like I don't want her to feel like I don't love her, but
She looks for it.
but all of the other things that I do, and she'll learn and she'll appreciate it, because I had to have a talk with the oldest one the other day about boundaries and love languages, because she joked around. I was like, "You don't love me," and I'm like, "No, it's just that I need you to back up.
I need my personal space.
A couple feet, please." So yeah.
Well, I believe in cheating on kids, in that loving manner, as I would want my child to be treated. So when I am around, your, other children, even her brother and everyone else, I just, I want them to, I want to treat everybody the same. I even talk to Shayla like, hey girl, how you doing? The little baby, make sure they good, give them a little hug. What's up, big man? All that. I do that with my nieces and nephews. I'm just that type of person, I want them to feel comfortable to come to me, as mine would come to you. And so, we've exchanged numbers. Your oldest daughter and I, we've had numbers for a while. Just, she'll text me every now and again. I'm like, what you doing? Just I want to create that space where they have that. So I'm a fair person in that sense where I would like to always make them feel welcome around me, not like that. But my love language is similar, so I have to learn that with mine.
I think we all have that in common. That's my love language is also quality time. And I wanted to say it was acts of service, but actually that was not mine was quality time. I can't remember what the second
Was it gifts or words of affirmation?
It wasn't words of affirmation because I don't need no help in that department. I'm good.
Oh, that's right.
I don't need no. I'm good.
Right. I feel that.
Oh my God. I can't remember what it was. I know quality time was touch.
Mm-hmm.
Was so number 2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Touch was but it didn't used to be. So
okay.
Yeah, that's it changed.
Mine is definitely acts of service.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah.
That was number 3 for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've hugged my sister maybe like I could count on both hands how many times I've hugged my sister. and like, I don't love her. Like I would literally lay down in the street. It's just it feels weird. Even when she now we trying to hug in our 30s. Ooh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
no. Working on that. Yes. Oh yeah, I know that state. Oh my goodness.
It's something new we're gonna start.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how do you incorporate family traditions? And I think I will say I've been a good part with that because I remember upon meeting Adria and then the first family get-together we had, she was like, well, I'm not used to my fiance's ex being around.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a problem, but to my defense, I should have informed her and let her know. Yeah, so that was on me, and I took the L and I explained, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of what we do. We don't exclude because again, it's for the betterment of the kids, and it takes a village. So we want everybody to be able to be open and communicative, and be able to communicate. So I had to take that L.
I always wanted to ask, like, before coming into those things, like, making sure.
And you do.
I do.
Yeah,
I always ask for, I'm like, hey,
should I? Is it going to be okay?
I mean, I didn't want to just drop her off and then have to come right back,
Yeah.
Well, now I'm like, it's just a thing, like, but I think in the beginning it was more of like, I had to check the health of the relationship between them two first because I didn't want my first holiday to be awkward.
Right.
My thing is with my child's father, we are on good terms. We talk when we need to talk. We don't when we don't. I probably talk to him maybe 4 times a year, and everything. There's nothing wrong with their relationship. We just don't need to talk. And there was a point in our relationship where we were not together. We were trying to figure out what we were going to, how to act. Mm-hmm. Moving forward, and we had decided that we just were not friends. And so for me, friendship or just even being around somebody, I'm very sensitive about energy.
Right.
So I just wasn't sure like what was going to happen. Very unsure about things. But I also now, even if things go left, I know how to make it right.
Right.
Like, I'm just like, we're not doing that. No.
I think it's because we've gotten to try to we're still learning each other, but I think it's because we also will take the time to be like, hey, I know she's she's similar to me in that. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
We're gonna let that go
Yeah.
past. I feel like that's something similar we both had.
And I don't have a problem with, you know, in the beginning it was just weird. Like, you know, like having somebody, I don't know this person, saying something to my kids, or I'm saying something to her kid, and it was kind of like.
But you didn't
is that
know
okay?
each other,
right?
so
Right. But
it
now
was
it's like,
yeah.
all the kids here, everybody can get a whooping anytime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, by anybody, y'all can get it, and we don't whoop our kids. But I'm just saying, we will if we have to. and
Everybody can be disciplined, right?
Yeah, eligible.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Okay.
Old school in that sense, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I know you guys remember when we all got together and we went for brunch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, come on, let's team moms, let's get this together. It's just the moms. We not even going to include my son. He is not part of this equation. It's just gonna be us. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna talk, relate, hash it out. And to be honest with you, one of the things that really inspired me is my son didn't have that relationship with his father's wife to that degree. And I wish that we could have. Was not on my part, but I will say that. And anybody that knows, if you know, you know.
Right.
That part. Wasn't me. But and I wish for his sake that it could have been a better bond.
Right.
So going forward, I see what was lacking for my son, and I don't want that for my grandkids, especially when it's not necessary and it does not have to be. So if you've experienced it, then why would you want to keep that going? And that's one of the things that we've spoken about on Just Prima, who I'm on her show sometimes. We've spoken about generation curses. So
yeah, I love that. Breaking that.
Yeah,
Breaking that all day long.
we don't want that.
Yeah.
So if you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
So I am glad that you guys are able to have that camaraderie, at least be able to talk. And I'm telling you, just being here with you guys now is just so beautiful to me. It's a beautiful thing, and I wish more young women could understand and benefit, because it's not about you. It's about the health of your child.
Yeah.
I think my history stems back from my mother. My mom, she did not hold us back from any of our father's relationships. They had their choice. The door was always open. I think that's where my backing comes from when it comes to this, because I never held any animosity towards that. I think there was more of a push when it came to, hey, let's take care of this child we created together. You see what I'm saying? And anybody you decide to have around my child need to be on the same page. That was all I ever wanted. And my mother was the same way. My father is the same way. I speak to him every day. I never really seen that. I've seen people have that, but I didn't want that for mine at all. So I didn't see it, from my mother on up. So yeah, definitely keeping that going, because I've seen how it deteriorates children.
It does.
In that manner. And I've seen how it can make them, some children grow up and get past that,
Yeah.
But you can see how it happens in the household, and that's not something I'm totally against that.
And it probably affects them in some
manner, as an adult. Yeah, true story. Yeah.
And just a little of my background. My mom raised my brother from the age of 6, and no one never knew that she was not his birth mom.
Oh, wow.
You didn't know.
Didn't know that. Did not know that.
We don't differentiate. So you're my brother. I don't have a half brother, step brother, none of that. I grew up with you. We in the same household. My mom is your mom. You're my brother.
Yeah.
So
Didn't know that.
yeah. So with that background, that's why I feel so strongly about children and their background and being cohesive, and it takes a village because literally it does. As I stated, my brother, he was raised by my mom. He knows his mom, and he has other brothers. He has another brother and other sisters as well. But he grew up with us. So in growing up with him and in growing up with that background, that has been instilled in me. That was my upbringing. So traditionally, I wish I had been able to give that to my son. It doesn't mean just because, if you're in a relationship, you have kids, it doesn't work out. Doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Doesn't mean that that person is bad. We're just not good together. So if we're not good together, let's come together, agree to do what's best for the child. So I commend you ladies on that.
Thank you. We're trying.
No, you're doing.
We're doing.
Yeah.
We are doing. Yeah, we're doing.
You're
And
doing.
yes.
Absolutely. How do you celebrate the milestones in each child's, and are you inclusive? Do you make sure that you include everybody?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh
Yep.
yeah. Celebrations. For
Yeah.
sure.
I don't think we. For one, I don't know. It's not like it's not a second thought. Like it's kind of just like, okay,
Where y'all gonna be at?
yeah,
What we gonna-
that's what we doing.
Yeah, what we gonna do?
3 weeks prior, 4 weeks prior, y'all got anything planned? Let me know. So I'm not out the country or something like that, or it just kind of just happens.
Yeah.
It's,
Now,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think even before, I mean,
For me, it
our
was hard to just get
relationship-
that to come together. I think it was hard for me to reach out. You know what I'm saying? Even though
Yeah,
it was hard for me to reach out, but I was there. It was just hard for me to reach out.
you and I had to work on that.
Yeah, like I was so used to just being our little, you know what I'm saying, and and then it was hard for me to be like, hey.
well, I'm thinking. I mean, I'm not sure about.
I mean, now for sure, yes, I'm
Yeah.
good. I have no setback. But before I was like, hey, I said, Kimmie, go ahead and give them a call and let them know that.
But you know what they even if I wasn't there because I wasn't told, which it's a man thing. They were there. Like I was like, well, take them, take the big one, take the baby because gotta come. So it may have been a struggle for you, but Mama also know too. It wasn't a struggle for me. I'm waiting on you.
Oh,
Because I have another young lady in my life who is the mother of Shaylin's sister.
oh, okay, yes.
She's like my best friend. So I've done this already.
Oh,
it's
okay.
like I've already done this. We've had the beef. We've had the misunderstandings. We've had this and that. And like my intentions are always pure. So I'm not gonna force myself on anybody. People have their own timing for things, and you don't have to convince me that you're a good person, and I don't have to convince you that you're. But I think in the beginning, like to go back to what we were talking about before, I think it was a little like quick. It was very like so it kind of did feel a little forced. And sometimes my husband does that too. Like I want you to be like I want you to do this, and I want y'all to talk, and I'm like, well, hold on, because I'm still a person, and I'm still
and we
like,
still trying to feel everything
right,
out.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So
So
I'd probably be like, wait.
right, and so once we were able to sit down and be like, okay, this is actually organic, it went from there versus it being like y'all got to be in the same room type
And
thing.
it's great. I didn't even think like that the first time when we were there. I didn't even think, but I did ask. I was like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
What's the temperature in the room?
yeah.
Didn't know, so I was trying extra hard. Always try. I'm bubbly, so I came in probably
Yeah.
bubbly on it.
It was there.
Yeah, I was there.
It was there.
Yeah, come here, little man. You're probably like, what?
Now, I was, and I think, but the baby,
Yeah.
okay.
Everything. I was coming in.
But you know what? And I'm the opposite. I'm very like chill.
Yeah.
Very chill. So
You watch.
yes, I'm gonna watch.
And I'm a laid back watcher as well. I'm a people watcher. So
I like when they talking. when I leave. That's sad. I know that's crazy. That's why I come in bubbly. I like when they tap and say, "Did you see how she was acting when she was coming in there?"
Oh my God.
Well, I was like, she ain't that bad.
Yeah.
And then you crazy. So
Yes.
and I learned that over
Yes.
time. 'Cause I was like, okay, maybe
Yes.
I misread that.
Yes.
But
yes, I can't take that away.
but I know her crazy, and I also understand you're crazy, and that's the good part about it, because when there's disagreements, I'm like, well, I understand. Maybe the approach wasn't right, but how many times I cuss you out for the same thing?
And you can understand that, especially being in the place of being a single mother.
Yes.
So that's something that we all have in common, because at some point in our lives we've all been single parents. So that's definitely a help, because you can understand. I can understand your position, and we can all feed off of each other.
True story.
That is true.
All right. So let me ask you this then. With coming together and becoming a blended family, have there been major challenges that you had to face?
Like specifically now, we getting into specifics.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we can.
Yeah.
Continuity.
Okay.
Continuity is a big thing. I'm a very different parent, and I know that. And a lot of that comes from, I was just a very independent child, and it wasn't that I didn't have a crazy backstory. I mean, I had my mom, I had people to rely on, I had family. But in my teenage years and as I got into my 20s, I realized that I knew how to do a lot of things because I was taught earlier. But I also didn't know a lot of things. No, that's okay. It comes with time. But my concern is that we have to start somewhere, and if it's not happening in both households, then it's not going to stick. And
that's very big. I'm so glad you said that.
I charge that.
That's very big. That's very, very big.
And I charge it to Dad, though. That is Dad's job. What I ask Dad to do every day is to reach out to BB. Reach out to Diva. See if it's getting. Hey, did you take a shower today? Did you clean your rooms today? Because that's your job. So by the time it's our weekend, she should know. Get your laundry. Put your laundry in the washer and put it in the dryer. You know what you got to do before bed, and it's getting there. But that took a lot of force, kind of, and I don't like forcing anybody. But at the end of the day,
let's just say growth.
Yeah, because she definitely
Let's just say it took growth.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna use
we're gonna use growth
because it's about her at the end of the day. Like, you don't want to have your children out here looking crazy, because if something happens to us, she gotta know. She gotta know what's up.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
age appropriate, but not
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'll tell y'all all the time when we've had our conversations. I'm still getting there. I still try to force it home, but for the longest and forever, it's just been her and I, and then going over Dad's, he was also doing the same thing for her. She still don't wash clothes at the house. I'm just
But that's
being
for
honest.
you, though.
I know. I
know
get
what I'm
it.
saying?
I understand it now, but
It's for you.
I am still working on that. It is.
Yeah, but I mean, she's still real young.
That's what I'm saying. It's still a work in progress for me. Daisy, she was not starting her shower at home, her bath water at home. I was like, so when I would say, go start your bath water, she's like, do all that. I said,
yeah.
I said,
she been doing it at my house.
Yeah, no, she wasn't doing it at home. I would start it, and then I said, hey, your bath water's ready. That was me.
No, ma'am.
But then when she would go over there, I was like, what you mean you starting your shower?
Yeah.
I said, you're going to start your shower at home. That's me whispering to her. So I'm like, you're going to start your shower at home. What are you doing?
Right.
And so she's like, now she's doing it. And she's like, I'm starting my shower, pulling her clothes out. Now that pulling her clothes out and everything, getting ready for that night and that routine, yes, she's got the table wiped down. She has a set of chores that she's supposed to do. I'm still getting good with consistency. You see what I'm saying? As far as me going, because if I see it too long, hey, give me that phone.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing now because I'm not repeating myself anymore. So I'm trying to be a little bit more tough on her when she's doing it. And then a lot of times I get we do that over here. But do I have to do it over here?
Right.
Yes, you do. If you do it over there, you can do it over here.
Exactly.
You know. So
it's about taking care of yourself. It's not for me, because you know what? I'm also, you know what? Y'all don't want to have dishes and I can't cook. So there's that also.
I haven't used that one yet. I'm gonna definitely try that one.
No, everything.
I haven't used that one yet.
The consequences have to hit them before they understand that it's not for me. Like I went through all of this. I know how to wash a dish and I know how to cook. So it's just I don't ask them to do any more than what they would need to do at their age to just maintain their own stuff. Like, you know, when the oldest one had issues at school, I'm not doing all the hooting and hollering. You know what we're gonna start doing? We're gonna start fining you. Started fining her. Because in real life, in real life, they lock you up for doing bad things, and then you gotta pay to get out, and you gotta pay the ticket. So if you really like to keep your money in your pocket,
and she does,
you're gonna figure it out at some point. I don't want her to learn that lesson outside of my house. I want her to learn that lesson inside the house.
Very good, very, very good.
I'm working on all that. I was similar. My raising is just like yours. I don't know if it's just because she's the only child.
Yeah.
That's you know, because it was 5 of us when I came. We did all of that. You know what I'm saying? We were cooking early. We were washing our own clothes. We made sure everything was good for the next. You know, everything.
And she's such a sweet child.
She is. So it's not.
It kind of plays.
It's not hard. It's just hard because of that.
Yeah, she can use it to her advantage.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say also that I don't see her, because I do see her. You know, I do absolutely see my child. You know, but I feel like it's just me. It's me holding me.
And that's fine. You know that, because we all have to play a different role too. Like you're not gonna be me. I'm not gonna be you. Not gonna be Dad. Like, we all have a different role to play. So if she don't, remember anything, she's gonna remember. She's gonna remember that.
What you do here? And that's all right. I'm okay with that. I'm okay that she gets that, but I also want her to have life skills. Like my biggest thing, like I think that me as raising her, I would definitely. I tell her all the time, your one job you have in my house is school. Yeah. If you're not doing good in school, I can't give you nothing, but the sky's the limit if you're doing good in school. And I know that comes into other things, like, dishes. Like, I think I do the dishes and she does other things. But as long as you're keeping those grades up is what your job is. And
she does.
And she does. Yeah. And she's doing really good. And I think when we had that agreement about the phone, I said, you can't read, you can't get no phone. We don't play those games. So she worked hard. She was like, Mom, I'm doing really good. She was like, I said, well, she was telling everybody. I said, well, I need to see it on paper,
And she was like, bam. And I was like, okay.
And she did that. Yeah.
You're right.
And then you need to keep it up, and she signed herself up for tutoring. She did a lot of stuff that amazed me this year. So I can't wait to see next year. Wait to see what else she has in store. Even the other ones, even Shaylin and everybody else, I can't wait to see, because Shaylin is a large help with that too,
Yeah, because Daisy be like, I want to do what Shay doing.
And you can't.
Right.
You can't. I tell her all the time, you can't. You need to catch up.
You're not old enough yet.
Catch up.
I was like, oh my God. And I still say Shay is not 13. I'm like, she was like, yes, I am. I will be. No, you won't. No, we.
Is she really about to be?
That's coming.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm not ready for any of that.
And then 2 more years to driving. And it's Good
luck.
I don't know, man.
So if that's where she is, then Day not gonna be too far behind.
No, I was like, okay, so they
I'm not.
3 years. They're
Yes.
3 years, and I'm
Yes.
like, but it always goes over my head that it's 3 years, so it's not. It's not far.
It's
And
not
then
far.
there's
I'm not okay.
Lex.
We're not okay.
Yeah,
So.
Lex. I have lost all control.
I am. We're not okay. We're okay. But we're okay.
Lex is another story.
Oh,
Very
yes.
much so. Very much so. All right, so let's talk about the communication part.
Okay.
So I know you guys have moved forward. We are able to sit down and have open communications. And again, I'm glad that both of you feel open to speak with me on your own individually, and we can talk collective. I'm glad that you understand where I'm coming from and that what my best interest is. So with the communication part, how big of a role would you say the communication piece plays with where you are now?
Oh, it's a large role. Like we communicate a whole lot. Sometimes they can be brief conversations, but we check. We go, hey, send an email later or send a text later to remind me about that. But we definitely do a large role in communicating. I think this past week I dropped her off and I was like, hey, you told me about the summer plans real quick.
Yeah.
It was brief, but I was like, send me an email, send me a text, we'll put it on paper, put it in pen, and then, just I feel like you reflect how I would think when I want her best interest around, so I don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
And
I noticed I'm so
yes, I don't worry. And I'm a worry bug. Like I worry. Okay, so I don't worry anymore.
You don't.
No,
you don't.
She's good. All right, see you later. Bye. Don't call me.
I remember when she stayed last summer.
Oh my gosh, I was tore up, y'all. I was tore up. I was just thinking about that.
I was like,
coming back around again, and I'm a different person this time. Y'all gonna
I
be
was
on the
like-
trip, so am I.
I was like, I was like, oh, are you gonna be okay?
Oh man, I was tore up every day. I was
I'm
coming
so
home
used
laying
to
on the
her being
couch.
here.
I think some nights I slept in her bed.
Oh,
Woke up, get ready for work. It was bad, and I've gotten better. Yes.
I was like, girl, you got a village. You
I
better
know.
enjoy that. You know how many people would be like, oh, why couldn't it be me?
It's the overthinking that I do. But that's just overthinking, just always overthinking. And then, just getting to know, the other, individuals around her,
Yeah.
That was just the whole thing. It's just like, hey, I got to get a grasp on that.
And that's one thing I was going to say about the communication is that it's okay to over communicate. And I was telling Dad that it was like, I'm like, hey, you might have to get to the point where you're over communicating until you're comfortable with the right level of communication, because I'm okay with somebody being like, I'm nervous. All right, well, let's talk about why you're nervous. And we talked about the flight thing, and I was like, well, what makes you nervous about
Always.
X, Y, and Z, and
Yeah.
this and the third? And I'm okay with having that conversation over and over and over again, because, like, if I don't know how you feel, how am I supposed to help you? I can't
Right.
help you if I don't know anything. Now you over here feeling some type of way, and I'm like, I'm chilling now because I don't have the same feelings about sending my baby away.
And so it's like, oh, okay, so I don't know what's really going on. So
Right, I can't even relate, because I will pack her up so fast.
you
Like,
will.
bye.
She go to
Yeah.
Oh.
Got to go, because you know what? Like when I moved down here in 2020, it was like I grew into a different person. I love peace and I love self-care, and I've learned that like I need who I am as a person. Like I need space,
Oh, yeah.
and so I need
Absolutely.
time, and so I'm hoping that you learn to embrace that, even if it's not as much time as I like a lot of time. But like that's why I'm like, well, my mom always used to say when my nephew was up too late, like, you need time for you. You need da-da-da-da to my sister. And it stayed with me. And so that's why certain things, it's like, well, you don't have to rush into having her do dishes or do chores. But know that it's for you. It is for her, but it's also for you, because the moment you can release
Something.
start
Yes.
moving the fingers off,
Yes.
you know, loosen the grip a little bit, you'll be able to do so many, like, your life is gonna go psh, like,
And
you
then
know?
you giving them the sense of responsibility.
Right.
So that's grooming them as well. So
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she'll say, "Mama, you need some help." I was like,
Yes, ma'am.
"Never asked that before."
Okay.
Okay. Yes, go ahead and rinse those off. Put them in the dishwasher.
Yeah, because I'm
outside.
like, I'm over here sometimes like, help me.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna get up and help me.
Do you need some help? Absolutely. Please come over here.
Yeah,
Do these dishes. Yeah.
The vulnerability is where both of y'all struggle. I don't feel like you need to worry about his reaction. I need help. Okay, so what's up? What we gonna do? Because you need help. You need help. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah.
And you know, I've always been here, as I said, as a soundboard participant in all my grandkids' lives. I just recently grabbed all of them, and we had a brief weekend outing. I've never had all three at one time, so that was it was interesting. I was like, Phil was like, "You gonna take the baby too?" I was like, "Yeah, why not? Just pack them all up.
Let's just do it.
Let's just do it. I'm diving in, both feet." And I thought it was gonna be me and my husband, but it was just me by myself. And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I got this. I got this."
They're not that bad.
No, they're
Yeah,
not.
right.
They're not. They really are not. They're
I think
not.
kids are better in groups than one by itself.
It
Because one by
depends.
itself wants a lot more energy from you than just the three. That's what my mom
It
always
depends on
say.
it depends on what
Which
they doing.
one? It would depend on which one it
and what they
is.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
I feel like I could take either or of. I never have to plan too much around the girls, but I've lost control, y'all.
That
I
boy?
just don't have it.
The boy.
The boy.
The boy.
That's
I
it.
just don't.
Yes, he's like, what?
What? And it's like you're just too smart, because
Yeah, he
I
is.
try to like outsmart you, and then you like 3 steps ahead of me.
Always
You
watching.
just gotta be prepared with that one. And
Yeah, he's
always lead.
always watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it is good, or suffice to say, that communication has played a very, very big and major role.
Yeah.
And so you both have embraced the village.
Embrace the village, yes.
So what individual advice, if you had to leave a major thought, what would be your individual advice that you would give for someone who is dealing with blended families and having to co-parent? No, you.
Oh.
It's on you.
Oh, okay. Well, for me, I would say think about the kids. There's a bigger picture. You see what I'm saying? Honestly, I thrive off being different. And if I'm in the same category as people fighting and being bitter about the situation, like that creates lines and all types of bad energy around you. Why would you want to, be that person? Keep an open mind. I would say keep an open mind. I would say focus on the kids and move forward with everything else, because what you could do now could hurt something later.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
So
You said a mouthful. You said a mouthful. And with that, talking about hurt later, that could potentially hurt your child as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. We're all people, so treat people like people, no matter what the age is. Just take into consideration that intention and communication is key. Talk to that person about that person. I'm big on that. Don't talk about me. Please don't talk about me, because the person's not getting the whole story, and you can't get the whole story from the other person. You can only get the story from me.
The horse's mouth. I agree. And then for the parents, what would you advise them as far as blending the children together?
Treat them all the same and encourage them to stick together, help each other, uplift each other.
yes.
It's them against us,
Yeah.
not them against them.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I like that. I do. Growing when you have blended families, there's going to be some sibling rivalry, and we talked about that as well. Some arguments, some disagreements, but at the end of the day, one thing you do need to remember, even though it's a blended family, the key word is family.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I am definitely again proud of both of you ladies. I'm proud of the wonderful job you both have done. I thank you so much for being here with me. And this has been Lifing with Coach Kimmie. I am Coach Kimmie. You can find me on IG at HILL_KIMMIE. You can also find me on Instagram at Lifing, LIFEN_Kimmie, KIMMIE. Also can be found on Caribbean Life Radio 365 app. And that is it. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
tuning in. And we're going to take a few pictures and enjoy the rest of our evening. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. And I'm